Good day, friends. I hope you're doing really well. And I spent some time thinking quite a bit about what feels something that a lot of people are asking me questions about and struggling with, and just what are some themes? Not like, anything directly from any one client experience I'm having, but something that I think is a theme that all humans, I think, have to come to terms with. So, what before we talk about like what that one big thing is I want us to remember as human beings that beyond we have needs beyond like the five physical. So you have to have water, oxygen, shelter, food, and sleep to basically not expire within days or weeks, right? And then beyond that, we forget about the thing that most of us need to thrive, which is we need some kind of like physical, emotional, mental safety. And then even beyond that is like we want to belong. So my name is Tracy Brown. I'm a somatic nutrition therapist and a tune eating expert. And in today's video, beyond the five basic like physiological things we need for survival, is that human beings are wired to be in relationship and to connect. And unfortunately, when we've had some, especially early our formative years, 0 through probably 18, 20, is when the developmental task of learning how to feel safe in relationship happen. I mean, we grow throughout this in our entire lives, but especially in these early years, we get our practice runs as children and for adult relationships with who takes care of us, basically, and who is part of our sphere and tribe, right? And so who's part of the sphere and tribe of caregivers in childhood, or even connections in childhood, are going to be our parents, our caregivers, our teachers, maybe medical providers, and then certainly we're in a relationship with our peers as well. So those early, very foundational and fundamental relationships do inform so much of how we feel about ourselves getting needs in the environment. So it's very, very important that we recognize if we're struggling to separate ourselves, and if we're struggling to truly trust our experiences, like hunger, fullness, when you go to the doctor and you feel like that you know what your experience is, but that's not mirrored back, you have to have enough internal locus of control and enough internal sense of self and authenticity and agency to know, like, well, I hear what they're saying, but this is my body. I know how it works pretty well, and I know what it needs. And I know what feels off, and for that to be listened to sometimes takes a lot of advocacy. So that's really important. So I'm sharing this video today as a reminder of it can be really hard not to just basically go with the cultural flow. To say, like, like, I know it's normal in our culture to diet. I know it's normal to bond over body bashing, or to be worried about it's in the northern hemisphere here. It's springtime, getting close to summer, and everybody goes on diets now to like deal with being more exposed in the world and belonging and all that. And so what we want to do is be able to, again, continue to create that compassionate witness. Like, I know my experience, I know my values, I know who I am, and that I'm inherently lovable, no matter what my body is, no matter how smart I am, no matter what I do or don't have, no matter if I'm even like fully functional, in terms of like being able to, when I say fully functional, what I mean is like, even if you can't participate in like the workforce or whatever the issue is, that does not eliminate you from being lovable. And I think that's what's really hard, is to be able to really know deep down in your bones that you have inherent worth and value, that you're lovable, and all the externals are just normative behaviors that are bad for us. So it's a normative behavior in this culture to maybe people please. Maybe it's a normative behavior to diet. Maybe it's a normative behavior to hide when you're feeling really sad, and then you eat to like kind of fill the void of feeling that connection when we feel sad. There's all kinds of ways in which we do it that we learn, whether it's on our bigger culture or in our micro culture of our beginnings. Well, this is just what our family does. But if you have to participate in behaviors or ways of thinking that hurt you, that feel like you're abandoning yourself or rejecting your own values just to belong, we have to really look at this and like, is this really worth the cost to belong in this system? And I really want to get settled in and reach for like, what is it that I truly value and where are those people as well? And I hope this is what these videos and this channel does for you, is to know that there are people, if you're struggling with, just like you, just like me, who had to come out of all this too and say, you know what, I would rather be the only one in the whole wide world that dieting doesn't work for. I would rather do that and be alone than to continue to diet, and it continues this looping cycle of all this torturous thoughts and behaviors. I'd rather do that. And what we find out when we actually drop the rope is that there are other people just like us that we can belong with, and we don't have to belong to belief systems that hurt us. So just as my encouragement today, we're going to talk more about this again on Wednesday, but just to get deeper around talking about normative behaviors. Just because it's normal to go and get a weight loss lecture when weight is not really the issue, or it's not the big picture problem, just because people say it doesn't mean that it's true or that you have to participate. So we're going to talk a whole lot more about that. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please, share that you do, and I will talk to you on Wednesday. Bye for now.